Welcome to the Juicy Shade Late Night Show. Be sure, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell to stay updated. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. Take off your shoes and relax your feet. And let's have a conversation with your hostess, QB Liz and Mother Jaguar. Welcome to the Juicy Shade Late Night Show.
Well. Good evening. My apologies for the bit of tardiness, but honey, it does take work. We've made some adjustments, as you can see, and we are here. Welcome to Juicy Shade, where nobody is off limits. Tonight, we have a chopping block like none other. We have Miss B. Simone. We'll deal with you. And we also have Michelle, fellow YouTuber, straight from the A. We have a couple other things that we'll go over, but we're going to dig right into this. I'm going to let my host to introduce herself.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. This is Jaguar Evermore, and you all know me as a social media influencer and an internet sensation all over, your YouTube channel. And I am here for the mess. I am here for the tea. I'm here for the gossip. Let's get it started because they have been running amok over the city, and it's not flattering, and it's not professional, and it's not warranted. So let's get into it and talk about it. I can't wait to discuss these issues, amongst other issues.
So I think, are we going to play the comments? I think we should, if we can we play the audio from B. Simone and the other young women that she was conversing with?
Receipts.
Are we? We may not be able to hear the audio. I'm not quite sure. However, everyone knows what was said, right? You all know what was said. We have some moderators in the comments and things of that nature. So we'll attend to those, and those shall pop up as we go along. So B. Simone was on a podcast in 2017. Yes, this was 2017. However, it's resurfaced due to her plagiarism and foolery that she has been conducting online, sensationalizing possibly her income. It has been alleged. I don't know what her income is. She says that she's made $1 million from her cosmetic line that she launched earlier this year through Black Friday and things of that nature. So in this video, she is speaking, and she says you may get swiped by a tranny. You don't know that you're in bed with a tranny until you're in bed with a tranny. And then she went on to call the LGBT community tomato, lettuce, and bacon.
Bacon, lettuce, tomato. LGBTQ, bacon, lettuce, LGBT, bacon, lettuce, and tomato.
That's how she brought it. So in that sense, then she went on to express how she has a good friend who is a
tranny.
Yeah, because I don't use that.
That's what she said. That's according to her.
That's according to her. Now, the underlying tone in what she said, as she giggled and as the other ladies giggled and cackled, they should have been giggling and cackling at themselves and putting themselves in position as women, because when you're in competition with what you call a man with titties,
Mm.
Make you, sugar? What does that make you? See, as a woman myself, I would never do such a thing. There is no competition. Madison, there's none higher. That's where your confidence should be. Young ladies, I want your confidence to be there. Understand? Be very, very clear. You make fools of yourself, women, with all this biological woman talk. Biological woman. Every human being on the face of the earth comes from a biological woman.
Absolutely.
If you have a problem with a woman, you should go to the left or go to the right or mind your motherfucking business, pussy hole. That is what you should do. Because the proposal will no longer be allowed to gather and collaborate to the demise and the death of special women. The girls are sick of it and we're standing up. When you women, especially you in your conversation, B. Simone, let me tell y'all what she suggested and what her intent was. Her intent and what she was suggesting was, oh, y'all need to be careful down here in Atlanta. It's bad down here in Atlanta with these, what's the word? Yeah.
She said trannies. They were looking at an app, a dating app, and then she was saying, you niggas better be careful. You know, especially in Atlanta, you may look on the dating app and swipe up on a tranny, meaning you're going to swipe left. That's
I could not catch up. Oh, that's what she meant by swipe. I don't use dating apps. When you look like this, you don't have to. When you look like this for real, you don't have to.
Exactly.
And you're thirsty like a bitch like B. Simone or Coach Stormy and a plethora of others who are Shakana, who are constantly talking about biological women. Sweethearts, let's just make this clear. The women that you're speaking of are endangered. Okay? They are endangered. And they are endangered by the power of the pussy, you see. See, the power of the pussy has influence over mankind, males and females. The power of pussy is serious. Okay? We all understand and we all know that. When you shame a man who prefers, or has a liking or is curious about a special woman, then you put that special woman's life in jeopardy for that deep down bitterness that you have deep down in the inside of the gut of your soul that has been passed down to you from your biological mother, bitch. Okay?
Hello.
Let's be motherfucking clear tonight. Let's be real motherfucking clear. You basic bitch, because you will be considered a basic bitch because you have not elevated to make yourself a bad bitch. You understand me? Honey, you're 40 double D, 40 in the waist, and 30 in the hips. You're missing in action, bitch. And honey, you can't even get to first base. Oh, clearly not. Desperado. So what I want you hoes to understand is that you will no longer be allowed to disrespect. You will no longer be allowed to endanger. You will no longer be allowed to ridicule. All of that is said and done, and I'm saying it today. As the queen of the pop, I am starting an army, and I'm going to line up the girls. Because see, what happened was when that cross-dresser, who is still a cross-dresser, came onto the scene, Caitlyn was embraced by the Caucasian community, and they made Caitlyn Woman of the Year. However, Caitlyn has been a cross-dresser for 20 years and still is a cross-dresser for 20 years. You all are trying to learn these terms and these different descriptions of what you think we are.
Actually, they don't even care. They're not even trying to learn the terms. The way that she said bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, the way they call us trannies, the way her best friend was not educating her on that, the way people get in a room and talk like to us as if we are just something, another species. They're not trying to understand our plight and of who we are. And then, you know, when they went to reference, what's the difference between a transsexual or a transgender? It's like people, the education is there, but they don't want to honor it. They don't want to value us as people or human beings. That just That discussion was disheartening. I cannot stand a group of women who sits amongst themselves and talk about or try to figure out LGBTQ issues when you don't have an LGBTQ, as she would say, bacon, lettuce, and tomato person in your presence. That's like white people may go behind, the backs of black people and talk about black people and then come back when they see a black person. Oh, I'm not racist. I have a friend who is, black. That's just some hypocritical, stereotypical type bullshit that they were spewing in that room. And it's hate. And that narrative does cause the demise of trans women out here all across the world, especially at a time like this when we are seeing our sisters out here slain in these streets, decapitated in ponds and things of that nature. It is disheartening. It is not like a businesswoman. It is not like any woman that I know or any woman that I would hang around, associate with, or socialize with. It's just pathetic at this point.
It's beyond pathetic. It's intentional. It's cruel. And clearly you're getting gratification because you were kiki and cockeying
the whole while
as you sat amongst your podcast. See, the one thing that you bitches have a problem, and this is for all bitches, I want you to listen. I want you to pay good attention, okay? I want you to pay attention. Stop putting a man on a pedestal. A man is just a human being like you, darling. A man will come to you and you all will collaborate together and begin your life if that's what you choose. Have fun if that's what you choose. Run businesses if that's what you choose. But you bitches hold men to such a high pedestal. You think that being married gives you a claim or a stake or makes you better than the next. Stop being desperate and fucking thirsty. Okay? There are a lot of men out here in the world. There are a lot of women out here in the world. Get your self-esteem in order. Stand up straight. Arch your back up. Hold your head up. Through, mama. And when you see a bad bitch, you should love it. And when you see a bad bitch like me tipping through and you can't take it, hold your head down.
Hold your head. Yeah.
But that's what the fuck you need to do. And shut your mouth. Because see, you aggravate and you provoke and you go so far. And then when a bitch ready to smack you, oh, you can't do that, bitch. I will smack you.
I'm a woman, you a man. You know that.
Mind your business. Put yourself on a pedestal. Stop worshiping a dick, a penis, a man, girl.
Absolutely.
Put that effort into yourself, and doors will always be open. You will always be treated as eye candy or whatever else is that you desire. What you desire deep in your heart, create it. I did.
Well, speaking of creating, she was under fire about this lifestyle that she happens to have a book that she's selling about how she created her brand and how she got $1 million from her makeup and cosmetic company. And we find out that her manager and everybody has plagiarized this book. She did not check it. She did not proofread it. As a businesswoman, you should be more concerned about that than concerned with what's between another woman's legs. You know what I'm saying? Just the small stuff, just pay attention to details. I can't get with it. And I just want to play a little bit about what was said. And, Sydney Starr had came out, when she was speaking and discussing B. Simone. She was like, well, B. Simone, actually, people, say that I, remind them of you, or I look like you, or you look like me. You're not that far from a man yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you just give it up. And this is I'm gonna just play a little bit of the country.
Girl, why not? Hell no, you can't do that shit. You done swiped up on a tranny. For real? Yes, yeah. You won't know until you're in the bedroom with them. Bitch, I would know. Why?
See that narrative? We are tricking people. Like trans girls are out here tricking people.
I mean, but Atlanta's just a mess.
Yeah. Atlanta is a mess.
Atlanta, you would have. Which I have nothing against the LGBT bacon tomato community. But I love all y'all. One of my best friends is a tranny, but she's honest and open. Like, y'all, in Atlanta, it's the deals. I'm actually going to just say, like, now that, like, does it, yeah. Okay, it's a deal. It's not a problem at all. No, but friends are transgender. I have friends that are gay. One of my best friends is gay. When you say, because see, when I hear tranny, T-girl, whatever, I think chick with dick, right? I mean, yeah.
Because we're not going to call a girl that's post-op
Super ignorant.
tranny, right?
No.
What do you mean? I'm just saying, because like when you hear tranny, what do you think? Like underneath
a guy who's dressing like a girl. I know that's a cross
Didn't even take the time to
the
do
one
the
who
research.
lives like a female. But they taking hormones. They're trying to eventually change into a woman. Like
no, that's
guy
not
that
true.
has
That's not the
breasts and
case.
Freaking, you look like a woman, but you have a penis.
but still have a dick. Okay, so
Yeah.
not if you're
Not fully
post-op, then we're not.
No.
See how nobody cared to do the research?
That's what I'm asking. I just want to make when you hear the word. I think the same thing.
So
I don't think post-op.
So is Bruce, Caitlyn Jenner?
Bruce,
he still has a penis, right?
Yeah.
I thought he's transgender. I heard he got a. Or is he a trans? See, transsexual.
Ask the internet.
Listen, transgendered means I'm now a man calling myself a woman. Transsexual, I think, means you got this.
I think means.
You get what I'm saying?
She's over there
Google. What she asking Google? Because I think transgender is your different gender. Like
Transgender, unlike transsexual, is a term for people whose identity, expression, behavior, in general sense does not conform to what they were born as.
A transsexual, you're changing the parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you thought?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't think I could. No. I always want to be politically correct.
For sure, because you never want to disrespect.
Because I didn't realize how.
You just did. You disrespected our community on all types of level. It was disheartening. It's like you discredited who we walk around every day as. It takes a lot for women like myself to get out of bed and go out into this world. And when I hear stories and see things, in the news about girls that are slain for whoever it is that they are, you know what I'm saying? It takes a lot out of me. Those are girls just like you. They have feelings just like you. But when you sit in a room and discredit them, that's low budget. That's low. And then we say, oh, you all say fish and you all call us bitch and you all this and that and the other. And we just using a slang or a slur. But that slur does not cost you your life. Women that slur of tranny and shim and she that cost us girls a lot. A lot. So don't come over here with that shit. Well, y'all say this and we should be able to do and say this. And quiet as it kept, a lot of these murders are behind women of color.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you can look at the situation in Minnesota and clearly determine that that's what occurred and that that's what happened. And, this is the thing right here. And that I want you all to understand and be very clear. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I myself, you used a certain word, Jaguar, I can't recall it, but I myself have always just blended, put it that way. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Up until recently, when things came to a point to where people felt bold enough and they're so curious about, but not in a positive light. Do you hear that conversation that you just had? So that's why, girlfriend, certain people who ask me certain questions and want to know certain things, it's really none of your business. It's not something that you are a part of, and it's not something that you need to know. Period. Point blank. Online. Do not ever refer to me. And I can tell you that there are a lot of other women out there up to as anything other than a woman. Those descriptions and the way that you try to describe that is pathetic and it's just completely incorrect. Once again, Caitlyn is a cross-dresser. She'll always be a cross-dresser for the rest of her days. You understand? I will give you that much so that you don't make that mistake to put her in the same group as Sydney or myself or Jaguar, because that's what it sounds like that you were doing. That is not the case.
They were being dismissive. They were being very dismissive. You're trying to be a woman. You want to be a woman. They do this to be a woman. They want to be like me. They want to be like us. They take hormones to be like me. It's very dismissive. That's all it was. Dismissive. For a girl not to get the credit that she deserves, that a girl won't live in peace, that a girl will not be looked upon as such a woman. They do that to dismiss and discredit who you are.
Let's just use common sense, you guys. I will give you this much. I don't get into the details of the personal, because that's just not what's needed. What you see is what you get. If you see someone representing themselves in accordance and you question it and you do not know that individual, you just need to move along and maybe one day find someone who you are able to communicate with, and maybe they will give you the correct information. Okay?
Absolutely.
You have the complete incorrect information, and it is not your job. But see, the thing about it is that you're not saying is the hate on the inside.
Absolutely.
On the inside, it's hatred. Hatred, Coach Stormy. There's a plethora of other. I had a list. I've been very busy today. I got in late. I have a list, but those bitches will come back to my head in just a minute.
Absolutely.
I keep a lot of knowledge up here. You see.
Yeah.
That's it. As you said, Jaguar.
A lot of them.
It takes for women like ourselves to be established. You bitches are just becoming into certain tax brackets that I was born with, ho. And that's not to brag or to boast. That's just a standard that was put before me from my mother and my grandmother. You see, like your biological mother and grandmother should have taught you all some manners. You constantly, your lust and your thirst for these men makes you want to sabotage, kill, and destroy. I'm going to say it again. Sabotage, kill, and destroy. There is a list that is so extensive, that is so long, of girls that have been murdered, and they have been murdered by the hands of insecure, thirsty, ignorant, trash box bitches like B. Simone, like Coach Stormy. Who else? Oh, I
read those narratives. Those narratives that based on black men.
Speaking. Who other bitch shows in there? But there's a plethora of you. There's a plethora of you. You don't have to respect it. You don't have to speak upon it either. If you were a 450-pound bitch that you was walking by, would you call that? Or would you turn? Or would you keep your little skinny ass? Would you keep your little ass to keep it moving? Which would you do? Let me give it to you like that. A biological 450-pound woman, and you be Simone, or you Coach Stormy, and you walk, and she's walking past her. Are you gonna call her fat?
No, they're not.
No,
they're not. We're gonna get collectively, like you said, they will not. Like you said, Shekinah, Tasha K, Kaya, B. Simone, Coach Stormy. You know, they said that another blogger, you know, was saying some disparaging things about girls of trans experience. Lovelyti. They were stating, you know, that it's just and these happen to be our black sisters.
And the other one, Nick at Night, you know, she went on to speak in reference, and she wanted to actually put herself in position to say that Madison is unable to speak for the girls. Listen, you all need to stop speaking.
For the girl.
Part of the foundation, not at any part of it at all.
Absolutely.
What you need to do if you want an understanding is do collectively what an intelligent individual would do. That means that you would have to have enough coup and decorum about yourself.
Can you say it one more time, please?
What you would have to do is have
I can hear
decorum and poise about yourself to sit at a table like a classy lady, Miss Jada Pinkett, and have a conversation.
Yes.
When you make a mockery and you say that these niggas need to be careful because they swiping up and it might be a tranny, girl, you could be swiping up and it could be a man waiting to just kill you because you're black, bitch.
Absolutely.
Be clear. Remember that you are black first. Remember that. Remember that you are black first. Okay? Do not act as a statistic, because what you are doing is acting statistical according to the standards of how our ancestors were brought here, like a slave. And what you are doing by outing transgender girls, by putting them in predicaments to notify a man, this man may not know, he may have a liking, and he may be so, he may get so intense and so and nut the fuck up.
Yes.
A reaction. And that's what you bitches are looking for. And that's what you were saying in that conversation, nothing else. Anything else that you said was for surface to try to bullshit, because I heard the bitch in the back talking about we're on the internet, because they want to calm it on down.
Yes.
This is how you think. Now, to my women out there that support other women,
yes,
the bad bitch, they love it. I salute you. And I thank you. And I love these other little bitches because they're out of pocket. And I'm telling you right now, it's done and it's over. Done and it's over. We are going to unite and we are going to stand together.
Absolutely.
We're not having it anymore.
At all.
Right? It's so simple. Go throw yourself at the man. Go throw yourself at him. Okay? Yeah. Go be his slave. Go be his doggy. Go be his puppet. Or whatever it is that you need to do. Okay? Yeah. Beauty comes from within on the inside first. That's where it comes from. On the inside first. And when you do the ugly shit that you do that causes people to lose their lives,
it shows.
It shows. It shows. It not only shows, that is what you leave for people to remember about you.
Your legacy.
That is your legacy.
Legacy.
So be very careful. Be very careful. Especially confronting a grown-ass woman like myself. Now, y'all don't do that. I don't have those issues. A lot of issues that's one of the reasons why I decided to step outside of my comfort zone. Because a lot of the issues that I see a lot of young ladies have, and I've seen so many girls, even my daughter, Courtney Purvis, I have seen so many of them be attacked and have to fight and do all of those things. I've never had those type of, I don't conduct myself a certain way. I don't deal with certain types of people. And so therefore, I always deal in an upper echelon way. That's just the way, ladies. If you put yourself in an environment that is conducive to safety, that means sometimes you cannot live around certain genres of people. Sometimes you can't be in certain urban areas. You have to protect yourself. Always look straight in the eye so you know what the fuck is going on. We got a disclaimer that the producer is wanting to be announced in reference to a former co-host who is dead to me. However, I will read this out because this disclaimer is wanting to be spoken. I think we received some hate mail and we received some information referencing Samantha James, aka Cookie Tookie. So I would like to apologize real quick to her host, Samantha James, and her homophobic ways. Okay, she has a lot of homophobic ways, and there was a lot of comments of colorism and disrespecting women that has gone on repeatedly. That's not what Juicy Shade is about. That person is no longer a part of anything to do with Juicy Shade. I don't want to talk about that person anymore. I do not see that person. That person needs to seek help, and there are a lot of individuals out there that can help that person. Moving on. Are we clear?
Y'all are clear. And another thing, I noticed that a lot of LGBTQ members are still supporting people like B. Simone, meaning LGBTQ men are supporting these movements when these ladies out here are speaking disparagingly about the trans community. I noticed that a lot of gay Black men come on the panel and they join in the fuckery and they dog the trans girls out and they say and they agree, oh, that's not a girl, that's not gay men. I see that.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Just as Black men.
We're not done with
Go ahead, Liz. Go ahead, hit it on the nail.
I'm not done with you. I'm going to be on your ass like 2 airplanes in Midtown, bitch, like a Jam Sport knapsack. Please believe and please understand, honey.
Yeah.
Ask Queen B about me, bitch. That's what you better do. And get yourself together and apologize and just move along. We don't want to hear nothing else from you. You need to deal with your plagiarism and your other fuckery. Now we're going to come back to my time. ATL. I have been at it for a very long time. Okay? Never, ever been the victim of any type of foolery, and I have never, ever dealt with what I call the villagers. And that's what I would call you as a queen. I would call you a villager, Michelle from the A. That's what you are. You are a villager.
Oh, that's who we on.
Be clear and understand. So,
Miss ATA.
What you do is you use the girls for clickbait.
Oh, so that's what's going on.
I decided to use T.S. Madison today for clickbait because I was riding and me and my producer were riding and talking and doing some grocery shopping and things like that. We like, okay, let me see what's going on. And then she had this picture that she put up. Okay?
Yes.
She put this picture up of, well, it was, her cover, like how you do for YouTube, guys.
Fair use. Fair use.
Made Madison's nose the size of her. That's how your nose looks, Michelle.
Yes.
Let's be clear. Once again, you're unsatisfied with how you look. No one has to bash you for your looks. You're upset because you don't have the boldness to go lay on the table and go get you a rhinoplasty hole if that's what you need.
Maybe the money. Maybe the money.
If you need a liquid, maybe you need to try a liquid diet or get a trainer or do something to put something into you so that you feel better about yourself. But when you continue to try and use someone, Madison, first of all, let me make it very clear. Madison and I have moved on past any type of discrepancy that we possibly could have. And it hit me so fiercely when I saw that Michelle went for about 30 minutes. No, it was about 45 because she had the young man you were talking about. She had the young man that you were talking about come up there with his hair not combed. I believe that he was biracial. And she had him come up there. I think it was pre-planned. A lot of things are pre-planned when they want to come for the girls. They're so insecure. So she put TS in her, for click. She put TS in her, I don't know what you call it, but she put her name there.
In her thumbnail for clickbait. For
the clickbait, okay?
Yes.
So she put her name there. And like I said, I saw it. And I was like, no, that's not why. Like, really? So you're continuing, mind you, you've been ordered by the court to just leave it alone and just leave it be. You're not even supposed to be doing that on YouTube, period, point blank, at all. You're not even supposed to be bullying. Because you two have come to resolutions to where it's supposed to be all clear. You're not supposed to use any image of her. You used her imaging. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. You defamed how her voice sounded to distort it so that you can use it. That's how desperate you are for clicks and views. Because once again, you are not a queen of your own merit. You do not stand on the 2 Fred Flintstone feet that you have.
Oh, Jesus.
Baby girl.
Love you, Chanel.
Okay? So you posted the video. You did all of that. You did all that talking. You continue to misgender. You got pleasure.
Yes.
That's what I know for a fact. Girls, are you listening? When you hear women, you give them bitches one chance and they do not change their tone. I'm going to tell you, and the legendary, iconic Miss Kelly Harper's own words, never trust, and I'll let you, if those of you that know out there know what it means, never trust it. Never ever trust it, especially when they show you who they are.
Well, Alien, she was dating
nieces and sisters and things of that nature, but you know it starts with a C and it ends with a T.
Oh, I'm trying to figure that. Oh, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. I guess that's RuPaul. You don't know. Well, Alien was stating that,
it is. And it's not hate because you don't hear the girls doing what you just heard B. Simone do. We don't run around and discuss you, bitch. We're too worried about making ourselves look good, honey. We're not concerned with you. It's not a concern. So Michelle, for about a whole 45 minutes on her live, she continued to misgender Manny. She continued, he this, he that. I'm gonna call him he. The judge said I don't have to call her. Bitch,
the judge gave her permission.
That you are, bitch, if I don't like a bitch, I'm not gonna talk about a bitch. I'm gonna straighten that bitch, and that's gonna be that. Period.
But it's for clickbait, you remember?
What you need,
I don't like it.
You need to do, Michelle, is bow down. You need to bow down because you can't do nothing with that media mogul over there. You have to use her for clicking bait. I'm gonna let you go ahead on to it, baby.
Yeah, that's what she has to do. She has to use that for clickbait. But also, she gave the person who was commentating, the biracial boy. He was calling her she. I don't know if you want me to call her she or he. Since I'm on your platform, she actually gave him permission to call. No, that's a he. And then he continued on with the shenanigans. And obviously he was a member of the LGBTQ IA spectrum, of some sort. It was just obvious. It was blatantly obvious. And she went on to say that, the judge gave me permission to call T.S. Madison's man hands. And so I'm just going to continue on with it. And she thinks she got a power from a female judge. And they are all collectively in cahoots to disrespect, a woman, another woman. I don't care if you don't like that woman. I don't care if you don't agree with that woman. But to disrespect another woman, that says a lot about your character as well. Your
confidence.
Their confidence and to continue that on. I thought it's very petty, but also I have to remember it is for clickbait, it is for coin, it is for her to get super chats and cash apps or whatever. And we do have a lot of women who think like that. And as I seen that there were a handful of women who called in on the show to agree, with the rhetoric and things of that nature. But Alien, she piggybacks off of what's going on. Obviously, T.S. Madison is in a heated discussion with Lovelyti, and Lovelyti is a blogger that's on YouTube, I believe. Yeah, on YouTube. And T.S. Madison is in, back and forth with her based upon some things that she had said, some disparaging things that she, had said either about the girls or either about George Floyd. And so Alien, she just had to piggyback. She couldn't miss that opportunity. Also, she was discussing, I guess it's going to be one of our topics for tonight, Nene Leakes and Kenya Moore, or if Nene Leakes is leaving the Real Housewives of Atlanta, or is she staying? So that's
once again, it shows the level of confidence that a woman has. Okay,
yeah.
I'm going to elaborate a little bit more. It went on and on and on. And this, like I said, this is something that you were not even supposed to be doing legally. I told TS that she needs to do what she needs to do to straighten her, because clearly she does not respect it. And that's what's going to begin to happen. Because we can't pop you bitches, because you bitches go run and cry wolf after you go run and cry after you done did all this talking, you done did all these antics, you done did all this. Then you want to go run and cry. So a bitch can't be popped. Yeah. As the queen, we have to use our powers and vanquish you folks. Vanquish means to conquer with superior force. Get into it. That is the movement moving forward. And I'm going to teach the young babies and my sisters that don't know how. It's going down. Be clear. We ain't fucking around no more.
Yes. Right? Yeah. They're trying to absolutely steal the thunder.
Very clear. Alien, all that misgendering that you were doing, girl, a bitch can pull up on you, and a bitch don't have to put their hands on you, pull up on you. We could pull up on you and humiliate you.
Oh, just
by walking.
She'll call the police because when Shekinah had pulled up on her or whatever, but I think it was Shekinah, or she said there was Shekinah or either. I think Shekinah, she was like, oh, we're not going to fight him. I'm not going to fight no man or whatever. I guess she assumed that Shekinah had T.S. Madison with her that night. And she was like, girl, I'm not, or Kaya. It was some incident where they pulled up on her and she was like, I'm not going to fight no man. And she called the police and got hysterical. She's like, those Karens, like when black people come around, I'll call the police. I'll play like I'm the victim. Huh?
Yeah, it's all for drama. It's all for drama. It's all for drama, and it's all because they don't get the attention. So they're upset. They're upset once again because what they view as a man trying to be them is not attractive to them. They feel as though they're supposed to be the epitome of everything, and you are supposed to be the epitome of everything, and you are supposed to set that standard. You're supposed to set that standard and command it. The problem is you were not taught how to, and you don't put enough into yourself. Okay? Mm-hmm. A lot of your femininity is flawed, darling. I'm just sorry. I'm just being completely 100% authentic with you. Okay? This evening. Some of your femininity is flawed. Okay?
Very.
Just the very essence and the arch of my back. And baby, let me tell you something, honey. I get it from my mama. Be very clear. All three of them, my other two sisters, we all got it from our mama. Okay?
Absolutely.
What we didn't get from our mama, we groomed. Okay? And she taught us how to groom it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Once again, You can do all the hating in the world. That is not going to change what you see in the mirror when you wake up. Whether I take this filter off or I put it on, or I just wear out my natural hair in a fro, I still am catered to.
Pay it.
Sometimes unwantingly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then did you hear the other gentleman who had came on the live and talking about, let's not pay too much attention to the Trans Lives Matter movement. We have to get things accomplished in the Black Lives Matter movement. But what he seems to forget is most of the trans girls who are out here fighting, or most of the trans girls who are being, murdered out here. It's a lot of trans girls that's being murdered out here in record number. So why don't we get to the point where we say, like, let's get together and put our differences aside and we accomplish things together. Black Trans Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter to get things accomplished. Let's put our heads together and get this done. I
was laughing at the comment, not at what you were saying. It popped up on the screen there, and I had to. What you said was very serious, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't take what she was saying that I took that lightly at all.
Yeah,
100% accurate. So basically, what you're telling me, is that a gentleman came onto
AT-Alien's platform, and he was saying that we have
her ham hock neck. Since you want to call names, I'm not stooping to your level, but I'm gonna give you what you gave. So that's what I'm
what she gave
in that, and giving what you give. Okay, life is what you make it. So you're saying that he came on there and he said, let's not pay too much
attention to what's going on with B. Simone and the Black trans and all this kind of, rhetoric. He said, we need to join together and pay more attention to the Black Lives Matter movement, because that was first. So he don't.
Ignorance. That's complete ignorance, and that is a slave mentality. You understand that, sis?
Oh, I know what it is. Oh yes, I know it. I know where it comes from.
That and girls and women as a whole.
Absolutely.
That's how they feel, and you peddle yourself, and you make yourself the floor mat for a man. And that's how he thinks. And as women, you could have a transgender child. You know how easy that could happen?
Very.
Okay.
Very.
It's called gender identity disorder. Google that before you speak again. Let me give you that education. You get a clear understanding. Okay? And Black people, if we do not unite and have enough dignity, fucking decorum amongst ourselves, there will never be a possibility of us elevating. See, in 1864, the slaves were freed. Okay, that's when the Civil War was over officially. Okay, and now we're in the year 2020, and with one demagogue, the politician that we have in the White House right now, we have gone back 75 years in 3 years. That's what has happened. So now we're clearly aware of the playing field. Okay? They have shown us. So stop it. And I mean stop it. Your skin is brown. And right now we are all endangered. And there are some more than others being transgender girls.
Absolutely.
And you give no fucks? You give no fucks. But you could very easily create a transgender child. Then what could happen? Then how would you feel? You think that transgender girls don't have mothers, family, and people? This is why I feel like the girls need to have the right to bear arms at all times, because I'm not playing with y'all. Take these motherfuckers out. Take them out. Be careful. Pay attention. Because that's what you're dealing with. Let's not spend too much time on B. Simone and the transgender lives matters. Let's not spend too much time on that. A life is a life, period. And when Black lives are endangered and you have Black transgender girls' lives that are endangered, what do you mean? How do you sleep well at night? How is it possible? How is it possible? So this is what it comes back to what I said at the beginning of this show. Women, stop using your insecurities to put off on other women, whether they're trans women or what you call biological women. Okay? The more and more you do it, the more and more you're going to continue to suffer yourself, because you need to cleanse yourself of that wasteful energy, that hatred deep rooted in your heart. It's going to eat you alive for all of your days. You will never be happy, you will never be complete, and you will never feel or really understand what love is when you have that type of hatred in your heart. Because that's what that is. It's sick and it's demonic, and you will never be blessed. You will never be blessed. You may feel that you're blessed, but I assure you, you will never be blessed. I assure you, because you cannot do that to any human being, especially unprovoked. Especially unprovoked. Like Jaguar said earlier, a lot of the girls that have died at the hands of a woman pointing the finger or making them an outcast or making them subject to being harmed based upon simple jealousy. Simply being jealous because you see a person, a human being, who you have watched that man, you've watched his eyes go like this. Do you know how many times I can go out with one of my guys and a bad bitch walks by and his eye go, girl, when you see a bad bitch, you should love her. Just make sure you remain a bad bitch. I hope that you can hear me. My voice does go up and down and low, but I apologize for that. But I'll say it again. There have been many a times. I have watched it so many times. I am a woman. I am a mother. I am a grandmother. Oh, you didn't know that, did you?
Speak on it.
Know that? I have an 18-year-old son who loves and adores me. I have a 2-year-old grandbaby. Get your life and get yourself in order. And this is a warning. This is not a threat of any physical harm. This is a warning. We'll take you bitches down the proper way. The way I take corporate America down. I know you heard about it.
We need allies.
Bitches,
we need allies. I don't care straight, black, gay, or we need allies.
I won't be helping any more fools. From this point forward, I will be helping those that really need it, and it will not go down anymore. Society is beginning to also, sadly, we can't depend on our own people. Sadly, white America is beginning to understand what is going on. Last week, MSNBC had two lovely trans girls. So hard for me to say that word. Two lovely women on the show, on their early morning show. I forget the Caucasian lady's name, but they did a segment, and they were unable to engage. But you know what they did that was different from B. Simone and them hood red ratchet fools and them dusty hoes? You know what she did? She listened. She shut the fuck up and she let them talk. And she said that she will have them back when she has more information.
That's what you should. When you don't have the information, you should just when you are deeply concerned and you don't have the information, you just sit back and listen. If I'm deeply concerned about your anger, your demise, your hurt, your sadness, when I'm deeply concerned and I have a vested interest in you as a person, I sit back and I listen, I observe without making any creating false narratives and making judgments. Those girls were sitting there in that room talking about the LGBTQ community, making false narratives and being very judgmental, which is leading to things that are problematic. when we go outside, we do things of, when we just living our lives. And they didn't see any harm in that. They actually cackled and laughed and been dismissive towards girls like us and towards gay men like you, or gay women like you. And it said a lot about the women that are in the room.
Oh.
Now, y'all can support who you want, and you can like who you want to like. But I'm not going to support anybody at the detriment of a whole nother human being. Oh no, I can't support you. I can't ride with you.
It's just like when, as Black women, sometimes we will see a Black man walking down the street with as it's just like this. You probably couldn't hear me. As a Black woman, you will see a Black man walking down the street with a white woman, and you pause, and you have something to say, and you feel a way. What we have to do as women is put ourselves first. Putting yourself first is like the art of attraction. That will attract to you the energy that you're looking for. What you put out is what you will receive back. You have to throw it into the. Let me give you some real knowledge on how you get shit done. Okay, you have what you seek and what you want in life. You have to put that positive, focused energy out into the universe in order for it to come back to you. Do you understand that? You have to do that. If you do anything different, you will get whatever you get. There have been a lot of circumstances in my life where I have been in situations that were just absolutely horrible. But being a survivor and being a Teflon type of bitch and being blessed and being favored, I always have landed on top. And that is by the grace of none other than the Heavenly Father. You understand? You bitches need to get a clear understanding of who you are and put some positive energy into the universe. And then you won't be feeling that way. You're sitting around like bitter Betty's, mad and sitting here going back and forth when B. Simone, the other bitch that was to the right of you, will probably fucking suck your man, bitch. That's another thing. Let me make this very clear. I want to make this very, 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 very clear. 90% of full-grown women of my caliber have no interest in your men. Now, I know from my own experiences, I have been followed through malls. My number has been gotten out of caller IDs and I received phone calls. My number has been taken off of Western Union forms back in the day when you was in Western Union and people call you and those types of things. Sometimes they see something that they just can't do without and they go after it with all their merit. And there's nothing that you can do to stop it. Nothing that you can do to stop it. Focus on yourself and stop that fucking hatred. I have repeated myself 100 times because I'm so livid. I am livid beyond capacity. I'm livid beyond capacity that bitch AT Alien, Michelle, your big, wrong, horrible, ham hock neck, Fred Flintstone feet. Yeah, I'm talking about your features, bitch, because you wanted to misgender a whole. You just kept going and going and going and going. You're supposed to be moving beyond that. You legally have been told to not even do that. What you did tonight on that video is a copyright infringement. It's going down. I talked to Maddie. It was clear that type's going down. Girl, we're doing a call. Get over to Facebook and join these groups. Join these groups of support. Nobody's with the foolery or the nonsense, and nobody's gonna hold your hand or spoon food you like a baby or hold your bottle like an infant. But information will be ready, available, and privy. And if you need situations that can better assist yourself, we will help you. Everyone will help. We will stick together. But it's time to stick together. It's time for us to march on Washington. It's time for us to go to where our legislators are and let them know that we are here. And we're not going anywhere. Make it clear. Stand up for something or fall for anything. Okay? Once again, arch your back, sit up straight, hold your head up, and look motherfuckers in the eye.
We common.
Don't curse and act like how I'm acting tonight. Okay.
We're common.
It's just to relate to y'all, and it's just us talking, and others that are hearing are privy to it. Well, this is what we're doing right now. But please do not get it twisted. I will put on that Armani suit or that incline suit so fast and that Louboutin with my briefcase and show you how it gets done.
Mm-hmm. But ATL, she was trying to say, oh, this is an isolated incident. This is only, I only refer to, T.S. Madison as him. That's what she was saying in the end of her commentary.
Wait, go ahead, say it again. So I didn't listen to the whole thing. What did she say, sis?
She said that, I know a lot of trans women and I do not refer to them as him. She said, this is an isolated incident and I'm just referring to T.S. Madison as him. That's what she said.
Michelle, big girl, you don't get to do that. That's not how it works. You are no friend of any trans person because you're deliberately misgendering this individual repeatedly, name calling this individual. You will do it just like that if you were in a room with one of those transgender girls that you know and the man that you have an attraction to is looking at them. That's just how quick it will happen. That is how you feel, and it is okay. It is okay. It is okay.
Own it.
They said to be honest, like Maddie said, you really do look like you're in COVID.
Own it.
Oh my God, y'all guys are messy. But it's the truth. Stop hating. Stop hating. Stop hating.
Oh, yeah, it's a list of
you are hating on it. Listen, if not for Madison and Jaguar, pioneers in this media stuff, the visibility would be limited. Okay? So we're going to always respect those. I always respect those that respect themselves. Okay? I may not fool with you anymore, but I don't wish any bad. But I just fool with you. When you come correct and act accordingly like a human being and not like a scallywag, ratchet animal, and that goes for B. Simone, that goes for Kaya, that goes for Coach Stormy, and all you bitches, Shakana, hollering out biological this, biological that. Baby, no, I fuck with bitches like Cash Doll, bitch. Ice me out. That's the type of girls I hang with.
Absolutely.
Ice me out, bitch. Grown ass women who handle ours and been handling ours for a long motherfucking time. Okay?
Absolutely.
You bitches, some of you bitches really need to get it together. Some of you bitches don't even wash your puss correctly. Some of you niggas don't even wash your dick correctly. Y'all need to get it together and start there. Okay? And I say that with experience. Okay? I'm just letting you know. Start there. Clean your soul, clean yourself, and then step to the plate. Okay? But keep your mouth to yourself when you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? And if you want to collectively talk to women, what is the problem with being able to just simply say all women? Just say the women who respect themselves as women, who live their lives as women, Jaguar. You understand what I'm saying? What is all this biological woman? What does that have? What is this separation? The only thing that I can come to is that it's some slave shit.
And a lot of times women feel, in most cases, have lost their black men to a white woman, to a gay man, to a trans woman. They feel like we can't find any good men. It goes back to that statement that B. Simone said. I'm not going to date a man unless he's an entrepreneur, or I don't want to date a man that's 9 to 5. They feel like, it's not enough men. I hear women all the time, from especially Atlanta. It's not enough men out here. All the men are gay. When it came out of Shekinah's mouth, and a whole lot of women that are in Atlanta, they feel as if they're losing their black men to the LGBTQ community, and which is not true. That's far from the truth. If you fix yourself and put that energy out, as you were speaking of earlier, the law of attraction. You know what I'm saying? Or reciprocity, what you put out you get. You know what I'm saying? Newton's law of motion. You know, whatever you what for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. If you practice those things, you can attract that man that you're looking for, daughter. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to put down.
Give it to him again, girl. Say what?
Daughter. You would not have to downplay another entity that you know that you are threatened by. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. You don't have to downplay them. You don't have to dissect them. You don't have to put them in a category. You don't have to categorize them as this or that. You don't have to make them seem or feel as if they are unfit to walk in your category. It's just a whole lot of dissension and a whole lot of division that is going on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The girls, you know, it's a lot of this divide and conquer thing that's going on within the women. And women, there is no shortage of good men out here. You can flip it and flop it, baby. There's no shortage of good men out here. You just have to be a good enough woman to entertain and keep and a good man. That's all you have to be. Love is out here. It's around the corner. It is. Trust me, take it from a bitch who got, you know, a man. Several, if I want them, but I got one that I like, and I tend to keep him around. You know what I'm saying? I tend to keep him around, but girls,
right? That is the thing right there that just is mind-boggling, and you just said that so eloquently. You have a man that is a provider and someone that does what he's supposed to, adores you, sits back, lets you do your thing, and supports you. And that's the way it is supposed to be, and that is what has a lot of women very angry. How in the hell does this woman have a man who is willing to do these things? Because it's called humility. It's called It's called consistency. It's called coup and decor. A whole lot of fantasy, a little bit of role play. Mm-hmm. Bitch, you better know what to do in the kitchen. That's
absolutely.
Y'all know how to be nurturers. Your femininity is off. You bitches don't cook. You don't clean. I you know what?
Talk about it.
I'm keep it real. You know what one of my guy friends said? And this is just the truth. I just want you to know. One of my guy friends said is true. I admire him. He admires me. And you know what he told me? He said, a lot of these bitches ain't good for nothing but simplicity.
You said a lot of them are not good for nothing.
He was specific about the bitch. He said the bitch is good for nothing but simplicity. Now he didn't call her a bitch. He's more manner over that, but he said she ain't good for nothing but simplicity.
And it takes more. It takes more.
He said that this particular woman was not good for anything but simplicity.
And what was your response to that? How did you take that? How did you receive that? Did you respond? Were you thrown back?
Why did he keep bothering me? He said, because you're a grown ass woman to have your shit together. That is literally what he said.
And that is a turn on. That in itself is a complete turn on.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Huh?
And I collect my coins for our business endeavors, and I just keep it that way.
They love Boston.
I mean, we cool, you know what I'm saying? But that's just I'm always intrigued, and I ask questions to get a clear understanding. So I'm just letting you ladies know. Word on the street, and this is young women. Your word on the street is that you bitches need to get it together.
Absolutely.
I have family members who have women who don't clean up. That's not every woman, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, you women really, if that is what you desire and that is what is most important to you,
yes,
you need to learn how to do those things. Okay, and you have to, and baby girl, you might need that 9 to 5. You might, that 9 to 5 mechanic is gonna come home and he gonna want something to eat.
Yes,
but he might be the one to treasure you and put you up on a pedestal.
Absolutely.
And when on this hustling and getting to that guap, he got 99 bitches waiting, ready, open, all ready to swallow. And that's what
they were asking, are you going to talk about the situation with Shane Dawson? Shane Dawson, where he was at he came to a poster. I don't know if there was an old video. That was Benny was asking. I don't know if it was an old video where Shane Dawson had ran up to a poster by Willow Smith. I believe that was Willow Smith, and he was pretending that he was jerking off. All of it was, I think it was scripted. Benny,
I don't know about. Talk about it. Tell me about it. Go ahead.
And it looked sort of pedophilia like. When he ran up to a poster and pretended to jerk off to a younger version of Willow Smith.
Huh?
Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star has made. Yes, Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, they have a collab together. I think that's what Benny is talking about, where they have a collab of makeup together, and he pretended to walk up to the poster, a younger poster of Willow Smith, and jerk off. And then he looked at the camera. I believe that was a funny video that he was making. And people are now getting into his ass, talking about, you are promoting child porn. You are promoting rape of an adolescent. They was just really seriously getting on his butt about that.
As they should. That's inappropriate.
As they should. That's a lot going on. We didn't get to touch on the situation between Tamar and K. Michelle, last week.
Yeah, women hating each other and bickering and going back and forth, honey. Brett said that she remembered the fight when Tamar got that ass whooped in the elevator by Jermaine Dupri mama. That period, point blank.
Ooh.
I mean,
yeah. Brad came along and said that she was.
K. Michelle knew what she was talking about.
Mm-hmm. She put that out there. Because the brat said she
verified that you got that ass whooped, Tamar. I mean, girl.
Yeah, by Jermaine Dupri's daddy's girlfriend.
And you let them find out, and you all fixing the brow, desperate, thirsty, and dumb, full of cum.
And that's what it is. That's what it is. So.
Oh, the stepmom, not his mother. The stepmom.
Stepmom, his girlfriend, his dad's girlfriend.
Daddy's wife. Not his mother. His dad.
They still married?
I don't know.
Yeah, because I think she was saying that was.
Be careful when you come for a strong woman like K. Michelle. She's not to be played with. She's gonna let you have it directly, and that's what I'm letting you bitches know. Period. Point blank. Moving forward, mind your business that pays you. Period. Period. Point blank. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's pathetic. It's disgusting. I don't get a clear understanding. And then you want to act like was Tamar denying it?
Oh, she didn't deny it, but she did have her husband come on, and they were on the couch.
When did she get married again?
What happened?
When did she get married again?
Who, Tamar?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think she's married, but she calls him her husband. Oh, she calls him her husband.
Okay.
My husband, the guy he's from Ghana. I don't know where he's from, but she's adamant that's her husband.
No, I just was asking. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I don't know. I remember that she was going with one, what was it, African or something like that, and then they broke up. Well, she had another.
Oh no, this is the one that's been around for a minute, and he came to her defense, and he wanted to step in the middle of, the middle of some girl shit. Some husbands will do that. They come to their woman.
Came in and said something. I wish I knew it. I didn't see it. I don't know.
No, what was saying?
Let me see. Oh no, I don't know. Oh wow! So what made him step into the arena? This man, what made him step into it?
Well, when they have a woman and when they are deeply in love with the woman, a man would do a lot of things to protect that woman, and including get in the middle of bitch shit. Which Nene, when she walked up to Peter, you're always in some bitch shit, and Greg was like, "Well, Peter, do you want to live? I'm defending my woman." So certain men will step into some bitch shit.
Yeah, and that brings me back to that to Fred Flintstone, Michelle, straight from the egg. Women we have to possess couth and decorum. I've said it 100 times tonight, even in commentary. And you sounded so bitter and so catty, and it was so disrespectful talking about the way you spoke about Kenya and her husband.
Oh my
He's
God.
so jealous and so jaded. Does your pussy work? Are you able to have any children? Do you have any? That's what I'm figure out, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Why you wouldn't? Because that was disrespectful. As a woman who has been with a man for 8 years myself, and who have a child that is involved, not my biological child, but my child who I love and adore. You don't do that. What is the purpose of that? So your womanhood has not blossomed enough for you to understand. You understand what I'm saying? See, you know, and that goes back to what Nene said about Kenya at one point. Certain things that you don't do. You understand? And even though I think that Kenya is a fabulous woman, I think she's very educated. She's definitely iconically legendary. She's United States royalty. And that is who she is. But the way I'm talking about the tone that you use. Girl, it was bitter, 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 bitter.
Yeah, they have to, you know,
I'm gonna send your ass to the ocean like I sent the last clown. You need to go to the ocean, bucket naked, and go down as deep as you can go for as long as you can go, and come back up for some cleansing.
She's not
very bothered, girl. And you should.
They're not. Because think about it. If it wasn't for YouTube, what would she be doing?
I remember I'm not gonna repeat that. Oh shit!
This thing would not be doing anything. They do these things for money. They do these things for clickbait. They do these things. That's their job. That's you know, to be messy, to be salacious. And I don't even care if the news is right at the time. We're gonna be first. You know how those bloggers. I don't care if it's right, but I want to be first because they're gonna click.
That's the problem. I remember when Denzel Washington spoke about that. He speaks with such poise and such grace, and I always respect that man. And he said the trouble is that everybody just wants to be the first to report something, and that's true. You need to have your facts in order. You're so educated, and you're making yourself vulnerable when you move ignorant like that. That's what you call ignorant moving. When you move without the knowledge and without the information. Yeah, Michelle, she kept saying, she kept talking about Mark, and she kept talking about her child. And I just was like, damn, she bitter and mad because she don't have no man and she don't have a child, and she's sitting here on YouTube, and this is the extent of her life. See, we have lives outside.
She's obsessed with Kenya in a way. Kenya has the look that she probably never will have. Kenya has the income that she probably never will have. Kenya has the smarts that she probably never will have. Kenya is rambunctious. Kenya knows how to get ghetto. She knows how to tune it down, turn it up. Kenya has the child that she probably would never have. And also Kenya has the ring, or had the ring, that she probably would never. It's a whole array of things that ATA it's a whole array.
Yeah, you're right.
Comes with.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you 100%.
I understand that, because I noticed she kept asking, well, why her husband not coming on? Where's her husband? Why her husband not coming on? Oh, Kenya should not bring her best friend on here. It's called the Housewives of Atlanta. Why would you bring a boy back? Why would you bring a man back? Why would you get on the panel and talk about bringing Lawrence? Lawrence is not a housewife. You know, it was just all this.
Lawrence has been a character on the Housewives since it started.
A signature character.
You didn't say as a housewife. You said that shows your bitterness once again. You bitter Bettys. Y'all need to get over it. Lawrence had a massive amount of success. He has went and done what he is supposed to do, and he has a and of course he's a part of the ROHA family. Illuminati.
He's a part of that franchise. He's a part of that franchise.
Yeah.
But it's not a problem with Lawrence around doing your hair and your makeup and your this and that and tucking you in and making you look pretty. But when Lawrence gets a spotlight, or when Lawrence gets a peach, all of a sudden it becomes a problem. See?
You know what? I think maybe Michelle is sexually frustrated.
Yes, Benny.
She needs to find her type and go get her some. Maybe that'll make her feel.
She tries to probably get her some, but the girls got rumored that she is, unsanitary down there. That's the girls' rumors now. The girls have been rumoring that for a long time, and it came from the streets of ATL. That's why she despised the word fish. She despised when any member of LGBTQIA used the term to describe a woman as fish. AT-alien, she despises that.
You just took me out, bitch. Wait.
She does.
Wait.
What?
Woo.
Say it all the time.
Huh?
She'll tell you. Yeah, and be over there cutting up. She'll let you know how she feel.
So she need a bath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's definitely fucking.
Yeah, but what Kenya don't know, and nobody knows if Nene is coming back, to the Housewives, franchise. But they're negotiating contracts, and it's rumored that Nene may get a spinoff, or Nene may get her own talk show. So that's up in the air. So Kenya was just speaking from a place where, I'm just gonna say anything and everything to put speculation out there about Nene, since we're not on the best of terms. Which Kenya is always doing her job. See, that's why we look at Kenya, and we're fascinated with her, because Kenya always pulls a rabbit out of the hat. Those girls tend to stay around.
That she knows how to do. That she knows how to do shade.
She left the show for a year, have her baby, and she popped back on the scene. To prove that she's relevant, she's worth it, and her ratings, comes along with her. So she's making a mark in that franchise over there.
I mean, she definitely has. I mean, even Nene. Oh goodness gracious, y'all. Go ahead now. We talk. I told you that we done with that.
Nene. What was about Nene?
She has even announced. She has even said that Kenya is good for the show. Yes. Absolutely. I agree with you. It is a complex word, because the thing about it is, like someone else said, I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Maddie or you. But it's not like the word faggot. It's not like the word punk. Fish is something that only a certain group of people use.
Know about it, use it in adoration. It's a woman that took that word and made it to be disgusting and grotesque. Excuse me. Depending on how you use it.
Yes.
Depending on how you use it.
Yes, absolutely.
Many women have found it repulsive because,
I mean, they use that word in reference to me. I know they mean it in an endearing, soft term.
Yes.
It's really not. I think that they have made their own terminology for their own insecurities. They don't know the basis of what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
What they're talking about. I will tell you, I have a female friend that I have known for a long time, and her when Pose came out, we were talking, and we were talking about different things about the show. And I just told her, I said, girl, you're not supposed to know that. And she's like, why? Y'all know everything about us. She's like, oh, you want to pull back? That's just not for you, darling. It does not pertain to you for you to have that information. And I'm not going to give it to you. Why do you want that information?
Either to use it for myself or use it against you. What are you using it for? But yeah, fish could be a word used when describing someone, is a word of endearment. It also can be used as to, like, I think that it can be used to protect people as myself. When the girls use it in the right way. If you're going to use if a female, especially if you're going to use that word to associate with a person like me, use it right. Just say, oh, she's fish, I'm fish, and she's, just to let people know that I'm cis, she's not sis, or just to use it in words of endearment, just say, "You looking fishy, girl," or whatever we do it. But I use it to let know, honey, I'm not real fish. That's why I tell the guys, so they to know that I'm a special kind of woman. I'm not what you're looking for. And they were like, "Oh, I mean, no, that's the real fish over there. So maybe you want to," and I just use it differently. Me myself personally, I let people know that, no, honey, I'm not the real fish, but I'm fishy, but I'm not genetically born. Yes. Us in the community, we use fish to let a person know it's feminine, it's a woman, it's the qualities of a woman, or it's a cis woman. I've heard it all the time when gay guys describe something. Oh, that's fish. That's a woman. Meaning that's cis. Oh, that's cis. That's a cisgendered woman. It's not used disparagingly unless you fuck up and make somebody mad. Unless you make one of the people mad or be offensive.
Exactly. Unless
they won't call you fish, they'll call you fishy. They won't say fish, fishy. Yeah. Meaning you could be fishy and funny, you can smell like fish.
Across the line, it's the same word that everybody else uses around the world. Starts with a C and ends with a T. Fish is in the term of endearment. My godmother calls me fish all the time because I'm pussy. I'm soft and gorgeous. That's what they mean. That's the actual term for it. Dumbass.
Absolutely.
Stupid as fuck.
Oh yes.
And that's just how I feel about it. When you I have a short patience for ignorance and I have no tolerance for dumb shit. I don't. Benny, don't worry about that. That motherfucker don't even have a voice. Move on.
I'm on that page. Never mind. Never mind. I will see Benny. But yeah. I don't know why genetic women feel like the word fish is used to slander, or is it a bad word? Fish means woman in the LGBT. It does to us. It means woman in our LGBTQ dictionary. That's fish. I use it just to describe or tell people, oh, that's a real woman. She's fish, girl.
Insecurities once again. Again, like it's just so stupid. But when you say faggot or you say punk,
we know that
words those are danger signals. There's nothing dangerous about the word fish.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I was telling you. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's the difference. And nobody is sensitive in the LGBT community. Okay, let's be clear about that, because that was a lot of things that was said from the
AT-alien.
Oh yes, girl.
Yeah. Making it in the A or whatever.
About the LGBT community gets so upset when one little thing is said. I don't believe that is true.
It's not.
First of all, once again, bitches like you and a whole lot of other bitches like you hoes is villages to me. I don't even see you hoes. I will not come off my chariot and throw tomatoes with you hoes. I don't. So most of the time, I don't even see you bitches. But you're gonna pay me the compliment, and I'm gonna keep going and accept it and move along, honey. You're not in that league or that rank. Understand? You could be, but you have to work.
Absolutely.
This took work.
Absolutely.
This did not happen.
Yeah, I heard what they were saying, talking about the LGBTQ community is too sensitive. We are sensitive because ultimately we lose our lives over certain words, certain phrases. When they beat us up, when they murder us in the street, they call us, oh, that punk. Oh, that was a faggot. Oh, I shot that sissy. They equate those words with nastiness and low budget.
I see your comment, Ebony. We'll get to it. When I was living in Houston, I will never forget. It was when my Facebook just showed me. I guess it was 2015 when the equality of gay marriage was passed by the Supreme Court. I just saw it on my phone, so it must have been like around this time in 2015. However, I will never forget. I wanted to get in my car and go down and cut the fool. See, I've always been what we call a renegade. I have never been afraid or scared, but I've never been in situations where it was like just overly where I was, put in danger where I couldn't get myself up out of. But there were these boys from New Orleans that were riding down on the trans stroll. and they had caught them on video, and they were running around talking about. They had their gun out, and they were chasing the girls on the stroll. You went to their motherfucking territory.
Yes.
To their territory.
Yes.
Let's shoot this punk, because that's how they say it. They say punk, and that's what they were doing. Let's shoot this punk.
Mm-hmm.
This is not something that you need to be alarmed with at all. Stop putting yourself as you're not a victim in any way, shape, form, or fashion. You victimize often. Let's be clear. That's what you were doing, B. Simone. That's what you were doing, Michelle. That's what you guys have continued, and that's what you were doing, Coach Stormy. That's what you were doing, Kaya. That's what you bitches are doing. But see, it's a new day, and you have a whole different type of bitch that you can battle with. There ain't not nothing that you can do with this right now. Not nothing. I have two more. I have a whole bloodline of Juicy, just like me. Every girl out here is not on their own, and every girl out here does not have support.
Absolutely.
Be clear on that. Get self-sufficient with yourself, sweetheart. Because, girl, the read that I heard that Kaya got, and how she read the fuck, and how that woman from Miami read the fuck out of Kaya and said that, honey, she mad because she got to go to bed every night with an old man to give her worms. That's why her
my God. Oh, my God. You talking about...
I don't know her name. I
know her name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
And your makeup is gorgeous tonight, by the way.
Thank you, my sister. So is your ass. Yo, you know we gotta get it out.
Honey, but thank you.
What's that?
Oh, okay.
Geisha. Her name was Geisha.
Geisha.
Yeah.
Girl,
Geisha did it.
Can you?
Yeah, Kaya would not respond to Geisha, but she would respond to Trina.
Or maybe on the after show, we will play that. Can you find that on your phone? You know? Ooh.
Okay. Well, she's been throwing shots at Kaya for years. Kaya will not respond to Geisha, but however, she will respond to Trina. She will tear Trina up.
Trina doesn't respond to her. She picks at. She's mad because Trina has a more everlasting career than her. Once again, bitter Betty. That is your problem with Trina. You want to call her sourpuss and all these different types of things, honey. Well, like I said, according to your girlfriend who knows you, honey, you with an old man that you mad and miserable. And that's why you running around banging and cutting the fool all day long and acting out. Trina is on Love and Hip Hop Miami. She had a radio show. She did get out of pocket. I believe that she no longer has association with the radio show. I think that if they can forgive Doja Cat so quickly and easily, I think that Trina should be able to, come back to that. I hate that she lost the opportunity. I don't want to see no woman lose out, no, especially not a black woman, lose out on, an opportunity of success. Regardless, we can talk shit, kick the bubble, but I still want to see black women as a whole win. Do y'all understand that? That's coming from me. Every girl's not gonna feel like that. But me as a woman, that's what I want to see. When I see a bad bitch getting money, I love it. I compliment women all the time. Hey girl, your hair look good. You look good. Bitch, y'all need to get your confidence and shit up. Y'all all out of whack, all out of and just all out of the place. Lord, they say that Kaya's husband is a pedophile. Oh, Jesus. What do you mean? Allegedly. I don't know. Getting into that. But so Ebony, going back, we can pull Ebony's comment back up. I think that Ebony said, I think Nene mad because she see that Kenya gives her a run for her money. She felt like she was the star, but people love Kenya like they used to love Nene, and she can't fuck with that. I think that she knows. She has said that Kenya is good for the show. Nene's a very big personality. I don't think that she's really bothered. I think there's sabotage once again that has gone on amongst women, and they have to figure that shit out. I think that they all bring value, but I think that they should all see. This is once again with y'all not working together and trying to. When you're on that type of platform, that is the highest rated show on the Bravo network. There's no reason that every woman consistently, just like they did on the Caucasian show, full of a Caucasian cast on Friends, each of them got paid $1 million per episode. So everybody should be in sequence with a check. There should not be these big checks, low checks, big checks. No, bitch. You guys have the biggest hit show on the whole entire network. Get all of your attorneys together and come through and get what it is that you're supposed to get out of the situation. None of you should be getting less than $3 million. Period. That's just how. I mean, that's just how I see it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. And I know that. When that's why they separate Nene and Sheree and all the girls, they separate them so that they do not have that power. Once again, what society is very good at, divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. That is how a lot of that's how people target other people. That's how you target situations. That's how you make situations come out to the outcome that you want. I mean, the commercials that they play on one episode could pay each of those women $3 million, probably from 1 or 2 episodes. They paid Bethany Frankel allegedly $8.5 million for Real Housewives of New York. I don't know if that was over her time frame of the seasons that she came back for, or if that was for one season. I'm not sure, but it's and Bethany said it that she was paid an astronomical amount of money for what? The show doesn't even have it doesn't hold a candle to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all better stop being slaves and speak up. And that's one thing I can say about Lenithia. She have always done that. She always negotiate and she always commands. I don't know, but I feel like they all should be making at least $3 million. That's just my personal opinion. Okay. All right, so we're gonna take a 30-second break here. And are we ending? What are we doing, producer?
Welcome to the Juicy Shade Late Night Show. Be sure subscribe, like, comment, and share. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell to stay updated. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. Take off your shoes and relax your feet. And let's have a conversation with your hostess QB Liz and Mother Jaguar. Welcome to the Juicy Shade Late Night Show.
Hey guys, that was fun. That was just a phone call from my mom. I had to get up and answer that because my mom is not doing too well.
Oh my gosh, I'm sending prayers and blessings.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, darling. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. I have to refill my wine. I pray we'll talk about that in private. Talk about that later in private. Oh, most definitely understand that. Oh, okay. So here we go again. Thank y'all for that little 30-second break.
That's right, Jared. Jared, that is right. Fish is a
word of endearment to all of my genetic women out there.
Yes, it derived from our community. It's like everything from our community. People take it and they twist it. Such as Liz, you were saying that the surgeries and the enhancements, you bitches are 20 years behind.
25.
25. Oh, 25. Tell it, Liz. Tell it from your perspective.
When y'all go to say that we want to be you, or go to saying that man dressing up as women, okay, let me explain something to you. The swag that you bitches have now, unless you were a celebrity or unless you had some money, see, the girls, we know how to get our coin. However we get it. We know how to get it. We put that into ourselves. So we put that out into the universe and it comes back. You bitches are now on these lace fronts and all these different type of things. Baby, let me tell you something. I've been a bad bitch for over 25, 30 years. From the jump, honey. With or without a wig. Know that. Okay? So the looks that you guys want to give and you guys have went and got, tried to go. And you guys, some of y'all have overdone it in a bad way. And I feel sorry for you. But y'all bitches is behind time. Because girls of my caliber have always been very, Coca-Cola bottle. It's been that way a long time. Okay?
Yeah, we've been laying on tables.
I've been on this earth 4 generations, honey.
We've been laying on tables.
Long time.
Oh.
Long time. Okay? So
Nene is definitely.
And I'm going to just be, I'm not being disrespectful or rude to any genetic female, genetic woman. Well, girl, we create our own entity. If any woman is looked at, it's a woman from within your family.
That's right. That's right.
Automatic.
Lovely color.
But thank you, baby. Or they might have been talking to Jack. But yeah, girl, y'all behind time, honey. Y'all are just catching up. Mm-hmm.
I remember some girls, the females used to ask me all the time.
Taken out, did she not? Oh.
Absolutely. I remember females used to ask me a long time ago, who did your body? Where did you get your body done? I was like, how do you want to get your body? What do you mean? What's going on? I want my body like yours. I want to look like yours. Who did that? Girl. But shout outs to the women, really, 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 really. And they say that you came from a woman, and I do, and we do respect and we admire, women and certain aspects of women. But to those who out there who understands trans girls or trans women or women who may be different, who understands that part, shout out to you women who are educated, who really are secure, who really understands that, I'm a boss too. I look good too. I'm worth it too. I'm not living my existence for a man to approve of who I am. I'm not letting my thirst for a man cause me to tear down other women because I need a man and I don't have a man, and she looks like she has men or a man is desiring her. I shout out to all my women who out here that is doing their thing, that knows who they are as women, and who is controlling and calling the shots, in your life, that you don't have to, compete where you don't compare. Shout out to you ladies. And I know from my perspective, a lot of my girlfriends and people who I do hang around respect the woman, not trying to overtake the woman's existence, not trying to, push the woman out of the way. And because when I hear those things, it's like it sounds foreign to me, and I sit and I ask why these women think like this, and then I have to look into the woman of who she is, what her struggle is, what she says out her mouth, what she's been through. I have to go back into her past to understand why this woman is saying these disparaging things about another woman. I have to always you shouldn't have to always go back into another woman's past to figure out why is she like that, why is she bitter towards other women, why she's saying these things. I shouldn't have to do that. You should be like, I'm a confident woman, and I'm not gonna be on a panel, or I'm not gonna be in a room discrediting other women. As a Black woman who knows how it feels to be discredited, talked about, thrown away, cast out. We have Black women right now in Hollywood who would tell you, Viola Davis will stand somewhere and tell you how it feels to be not wanted, not wanted enough for a role. She was surprised that she did get a role where she had a love interest in a white man and he had a love interest in her. The white man actually kissed her on the lips. She felt that she wasn't good enough for even a white man to play a role with her and kiss her. That Black woman would tell you how it is. prayer from my mom. Thank you so much for being a Black woman. So when you know that there's disparity in the community, especially when Black women against other Black women, you should say, no, I'm going to take this opportunity to learn, close my mouth, to teach, to take it all in, to understand. And where is that going? Let's not be ignorant all our lives.
Exactly. That's the whole thing right there. That's the whole topic right there. That's the whole that's the girth at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we have spoke our piece and we have let go of some frustration. But at the end of the day, everything the Jaguar just said is the absolute truth.
Yeah.
If that bitch get money, you should love it. Period. I don't even know no other way. That's your fault. That's like real talk. But it has been very disappointing to see some of the women in my life, some of the friends in my life. I have seen some people are no longer here.
Yes.
Some people are no longer here, and I'm okay with that. But it's sad because there'll never be going back to that for me because you didn't have a reason for really not supporting. You know what I'm saying? Support can be a simple phone call. Or
absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
This element, like you just said, and you have other women that are amongst you that are thriving or trying to learn, or you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what it is. You should be showing that support. Like it doesn't even make any sense. There's enough going on as it is. As you said, Viola Davis was shocked that she was actually kissed by a white man. That's wisdom that you just shared. That's something that a lot of us women would take for granted. And once again, it's about the confidence that you have and what you have had to, the adversity that you have faced. Because we all have faced different adversity. Don't think that I'm just sitting here like I'm just Miss Good Moment, like everything is perfect in the world.
Yes.
Oh no, honey. If y'all really knew, I have to save it for a book, honey, because I'm about a coin. But if you knew what went on with my ex, girl, but you don't see me running around here
harping on it.
Exactly. So y'all have to stop that hate. Y'all have to let those men that if a man has an interest in a special type of woman, and he has the boldness to show you that. I'm not going to say boldness, that's the wrong word. But he just decides to share that with you, or he shows that, you have no right to put him and that woman in a bad place. You have no right to try and tear them apart and make it hard for them because of your insecurity or your jealousy or your inner bitterness. Really focus on that, ladies. Really focus on that, ladies, because I'm gonna be on your ass like 2 airplanes in Midtown, like white on motherfucking rice, honey. And ladies out there, let me tell you something, honey. When you're out there and you're facing different things or whatnot, pick your battles very carefully and smartly. Let a lot of stuff roll off your back like rice. Focus on your hustle. Focus on your money. Now, I'm not gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying, if you find love and love is what it is, that is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, do not make that your focus. Put yourself in position so that you can live your life. You get one. It's a gift. Live it to capacity.
Yeah,
that is what absolutely. Doing. And you bitches that are hating on them or that are causing them bodily harm by telling their quote unquote tea, or that's a man, or that's a nigga, or this or that, or they go around, they actually go around, because sometimes y'all group together and you get around these girls just so that you can see who's who, or you're running around here and you're asking somebody questions, a trans person, about who they slept with, and who they've not, and you don't get that. You don't get to get that information. That's not your information.
That ain't. But you see what they did to Malik Yoba, that he came out. For the trans, he came out, he was letting people know that he has a love for women, and he don't care if the woman is trans or whatever. I have a love for women. If I choose to date this trans woman, she's a woman to me. And you see how the community came and attacked him so viciously? All the man said was, this is what I like. It doesn't take away from me from being a man. I have a loving heart. It don't take away from me from taking care of my children. This woman is a woman in my eyes. No greater than you, no less than you. They were mad. They were mad at Malik Yoba for coming out.
I didn't really know. He's not somebody I find attractive. So I don't know.
What happened?
I said he's not something. I didn't really pay. I didn't really know what went on with him. I remember when he came out and stuff like that, but I didn't follow it. Put it that way. I didn't follow it, so I didn't really know what occurred. But knowing that makes sense. That sounds about right as to what would happen, and that he had boldness, and I think he has relieved himself.
Mm-hmm.
He lives his life to the best of his ability. Just like with and you got all different kind of women. You got good and bad. You got hoes, sluts, thoughts, predators, everything. You got to know how to wing your way through it. It's no different,
Mm-hmm. And it was a young lady in the comments was saying, I've never heard the term fish used in a endearment way or in a way that shows light, a good way. That's what she was saying. I never heard the term. You must not be a member of the LGBTQIA community. You mustn't be a member of. She said, I never heard the term fish used as a term of endearment, or the word fish used as a term of endearment. So where are you from, sister? Because anytime that somebody called me, what happened?
Because a stank pussy, that's what you said. But if you think they think that okay, so this is what Michelle said. And
yes,
where fish uses endearment. As I just explained to you, my godmother, that's what she calls me all the time. Hey fish, how you doing, fish? All right, fish. Later, fish. That's what it means, and it means that you have successfully progressed it. It means beauty. It's reference to a woman. It's reference to a woman, not in a derogatory way at all. When they say, "Oh, you know how the fish is," that means either they're spilling tea, or they're giving out some information, or they're cutting up, doing whatever. Y'all gonna hear the train. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. But you say you've never heard it used you really don't use that. That's not a word that's used in a derogatory way in that nature. You just have it has been misinterpreted, and there has been a false narrative that has been put upon it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we sit on panels and I'm quite
they say real fish.
Right.
They say real fish. That means the same thing as biological woman. But fish in the LGBT community means that you're soft, that you're beautiful, that you're a woman. Oh, she's good.
Yeah, it's our language.
NBC, I told the producer, I said, oh, they were very fishy.
Yeah.
So you guys are misinformed.
Yeah, and I don't care how many panels that we sit on the panels and say it, some woman is going to find a way to feel offended by it because, she don't like who she is, or she don't understand us, or she don't think that we should have the right to use such terms to describe who they are.
That night with a man who will call you a cunt. Now, when that word comes into play, then okay, it's some shit there's some shit going down. But that's not. But fish, they don't relate. They don't pertain to the same thing in any way, shape, or fashion. So I hope that this goes out in a positive way.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chanel. I just taught my brother something. He thought fish was used to describe a woman in prison. He thought the fish was described to use a woman in prison. Well, there's plenty of fish in prison. There's plenty of the girls in prison. What you laughing at, Liz?
Yeah.
And Regina, stop sending me. If Regina, you're watching, Regina, who sells the mink oil, stop sending me $1 or $2. And if she's just messy, stop. She's watching.
Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mink oil, Regina, playing on my time, on my top and my time. But yeah, you say my daughter works with her.
That's the thing. She's talking about, she said that the Secretary of Health in Pennsylvania is a trans woman. And I'm like, You guys don't realize there are trans conventions. There are trans doctors. Miss Marcy Bowers, who is an SRS, performs that surgery. She's trans. There are lots of professional women that are trans that have just laid in the surface.
Low.
Not to put themselves out there like that because they don't want people in their business, in their personal space, because they don't want to have a reaction, because it's not cute with the way that some of you guys, sometimes how y'all interact, like how be Simone and all that bullshit. A person of integrity is not going to put up with that bullshit. You're not gonna walk up to the president of BP or the president of Amico and just disrespect them. They're not gonna just take that sitting down or lightly. So a lot of times the girls will just stay away because they don't want to be bothered. They
Absolutely.
don't want to interact like that. They're not on that. They on their pedestal. They're not gonna come off their chair to the tomato. There are a lot of trans women who are educated, have degrees, own businesses, and everything else. It's very common. It's actually very common. Society has just become aware of it. And that is why anytime impoverished group of people begin to get the acknowledgement on the census and things of that nature, and it's like a coming out party. And anytime that happens, then you have the backlash from it too. And our backlash is our sisters being killed. And that's why we're telling y'all are gonna stop making a mockery. Y'all gonna stop running amok. Y'all are gonna stop provoking men to put anger towards the girls. You're gonna stop.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be held accountable. God is my witness. If I have to do what I have to do and get with London Delarouche and the other girls and make a law, because you are endangering an already endangered group of people. Okay?
This young lady just asks, as a cis woman, what can I do to bridge the gap? What can I do to do my part to make sure that these trans women have an opportunity to walk down the street, be in public, have a platform, be heard, speak on panels? What can I do to assure that? Have no hate, not be,
Nene looks like she looks like she's in the doctor's office. Looks like she may be some type of doctor or something like that herself. You can be supportive, and you can be supportive, and if you have resources that will allow for employment, that would be the biggest thing.
Absolutely. Inclusivity.
And it's that type of inclusion. That would be the biggest thing. Now, if you're at a McDonald's and stuff and you see someone, you can, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to put yourself in danger, no one else in danger, but you want to be supportive. Employment, correcting people, making sure that they're using the proper term when they're discussing something. If you're in a group of your coworkers and they say this, this, or that, simply educate them. A lot of times you can educate people in a simple way, and they will be enlightened because they respect you and who you are. You don't have to put yourself out there, but you can educate on the information that you have and just simple support. You can't support it. There's good and bad in every gender, race, and creed.
Absolutely.
But the support is amazing, and the most can really be done is the support and employment. A lot of girls would be able to, make it into a better place if they just had that opportunity of employment. The producer and I were talking the other day about a trans school because there's so much cruelty that goes on, and she kind of like made me aware of it. I thought about it. Girls that want to, actually just finish high school or junior high or finish things.
A 17-year-old lady.
Finish those things because of the way things have happened. But sometimes who you are on the inside is so deep, and you have to let it out. You know what I mean? You don't. And those are true trans people. When you begin your process and you're over the age. What age would you say?
I don't know. Sin and love, Gavin, because we have younger trans that are coming out. We have young kids that are coming out forced.
You hit 40.
And they're allowed They're letting you know who they are at an early age.
Exactly. And yeah, because now you can speak on this because you have so many. I have been amazed by how the young kids relate to you, and they feel comfortable in talking to you, and you talk to them very sweetly. When you realize that it's a child, that's how you interact with them in
Yes.
an amazing way.
Because because they, you know what, when they see me, they see the hair, they see the nails, they see the makeup, they see me without hair, they see me in my natural state. When I break it down for them to see me as a human being, and I speak, and it's just human nature, we just see each other as human beings, and I break down all the stereotypes. They see me do it every day. When they see me have that conviction and they know I'm not going to change, I am who I am, nothing rattles me, nothing shakes me, and nothing rolls me, and they know my life is real, and they see my experiences, good or bad or indifferent, they say, oh, I'm going to go through the same thing. Oh, that's a person like me. Oh, that person, they bully that person. There's a part of me in that person. When they see you go through adversity and you hold that camera up and they see it every opportunity they get, they say, oh, that person is just as normal as I am and can speak on different issues and things of that nature, can make me laugh, can make me smile, can make me cry, allow me to come on their platform and show my talent and those kids, oh, they not even come on. They can see me allowing somebody else to be who they are, and me sitting here being judged and not judging somebody else. I'm leading by example. When they see you leading by example, they'll be more apt to listen to you. They can do that with a person that's on the internet better than they can do this with their parents. Their parents may not be leading in the right direction. Kids will listen to a person that they don't even know before they probably take advice or information from their parents. It's the way that you lead. You walk with love. They see me walking with love. Kids have came on my platform. We have argued, we have jonesed each other, we have clowned each other, and they come back the next day and send me a cash app. Here, mama, go buy your coffee. I know we fussed the other day, we was talking, but go buy your coffee. They respect me for who I am, and they know I accept them and I love on them. And some of them can be downright dirty and vicious, and they'll come back a year later, and after they've gotten enough information to learn about a person like me, and they come back and say, oh, my uncle like you. My mother got a friend who's like you that comes to do her hair. Oh, my sister like you. She's lesbian, and they understand. So it's my job to always teach them and educate them, no matter what walk of life they're in, to treat people how you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
And you are loved.
No, absolutely.
Let them know you're a child of God.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have, like I said, I have watched for myself, and I have seen. I mean, it is shocking. I don't even know how some of the. I remember one little boy. He was so young. I was like, how in the world did he find you? And he had his little nails on. I mean, whoever his parents are, they have embraced him because he was young, and he had his little nails on. I don't know. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah. He put his press-ons on.
Okay, those were press-ons. Well, damn, he did a job.
Yes. The moms, and I'm noticing that the moms, they're European or either Caucasian or white, the moms allowing their young little boys to be whoever it is they want to be. I very seldom do I get, the young Black boys being who they are. So I know where it comes from, that oppression. They're afraid. They've been taught that they should be macho. We're losing Black men, too many to the streets, to the jails. So we need you to be the man of the family. And that's why they can't be who they are. And that mental illness takes place. And they go out and then they sleep with a trans woman. And then all that of what their mom and dad have bestowed on them through that mental illness and that brainwashing, they start to self-hate. And when I self-hate and I don't like myself, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm coming back to kill you, all because of the imagery, all because of what I've been told, all because of the brainwashing and stuff like that. So yeah, I try to educate them on how it's happening, why it's happening, and things of that nature. Once the kids get it, they say, oh, I get it. I always try to ask them, what do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a nurse. I always try to remind them of what you said. You wanted to be this. Let's focus on that. Let's get that, like you said, let's get that task handled. Let's focus on it. You can do it. You can be it. Yeah. You know, a lot of these kids grow up in homes where it don't look possible because of their situation. Maybe they're in the homes with their grandmother. Maybe they're in a some kids even was in an orphanage. One of the kids, mom was in there having sex with another man while she was on the. I said, "Where's your mother?" He was like, "It wasn't a girl, it was a boy." He was a young boy. He was wanted to be a rapper. I said, "Where's your mother?" "Oh, she's in the room." I said, "What is she doing?" "Having sex with her boyfriend." "Where your daddy at?" "Oh, my daddy don't. We don't. You know, my daddy he don't come around much." They tell these the kids. You think your kids don't know? These kids are smart. These kids know mamas and fathers. When you promise them things, like I took a cash out for the young little boy. He said, "My daddy rarely comes around. He makes all these kind of promises." I said, what did he promise you?" "My daddy promised me a pizza." Do you know something as small as you promising to come through with a pizza and you're not coming through with a pizza and you're not with the mom and your mom and dad are separated and he don't get to see his dad often? And do you know that kid almost had tears in his eyes because he was hoping that his dad would show up with the pizza? We sent him a cash app for him to get that pizza. We said, "Look, baby, you're not defined by your daddy. Your daddy obviously have some going on, some other issues. But I want you to be the man that your daddy never could have been for you. I want you to always know that you are loved." You know what I'm saying? It's just the small stuff like that when you speak life into a child. Imagine if everybody, that we were growing up with spoke life into us, spoke life into our transition of who we are. Imagine how we can how quick we can get our dreams accomplished if they spoke life into us. How excited we could be. How high our self-esteem would be when we get there. To the point. Y'all look beautiful. Thank you so much. Saying y'all look beautiful. I thought I was oily or whatever, but it's just a light glowing on the mother. But I want those kids to be more than what I was. I don't want no kid to have those opportunities stripped away from them the way my opportunities were stripped away from me. I don't want those kids to be, tormented by grown people every day. Oh, there you go. I don't want them to be tormented by grown people every day, and I want grown adults to kill their dreams every day. We have dream killers out here that's killing these kids' dreams. We don't want to hear about no more Tamir Rices out there in these streets, playing with guns and these impoverished communities and police officers just because he looks appears to have a weapon or appears to be dangerous, they shoot him or kill him. We need these young Tamir Rices. We need these Michael Browns out here. We need like rehabilitation centers that maybe they can go to talk about their mental illness. We need the boys and girls clubs and big brothers or organizations to help them. You know what I'm saying? We need that mentoring, that motivation, and things of that nature. And they come to me, which a lot of them are in quarantine. You see, when a lot of those kids come on my platform, they're in rooms by themselves. They with their cousins. It's just two or three of them. They be in quarantine, and an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And as you would notice, that some of them really come and they have a handgun in their hands. And I was like, "You're a kid. Well, hold up. Wait a minute. What are we doing here?" So we just have to speak life into them, tell them the right when they don't even want to hear it. I do it in a comedic way, where it's fun, where it's fresh, where it's not. Huh?
You have a message down there.
Mother, I feel down because I feel like every time I put my heart out there, it gets broken. I feel I shouldn't even be here anymore. Why do you feel that? All based upon somebody else? You should never feel like that. You should never base your feelings upon somebody else's. You should never base your happiness upon anybody else accepting you. You got to love yourself. Like Whitney Houston said, learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. You should not be feeling like that. Stop putting so much into somebody else and find out who you are. I have to be able to stand on my own if something were to happen to my significant other, like it or not. You know what I'm saying? My mom, we talk all the time. If something were to happen to her, I have to know who I am, my mission in life, and what I'm supposed to do, and how I'm supposed to carry on with the values, that she's taught me and the lessons she's taught me. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for almost anything. So you not here anymore, the world don't stop. Just understand the world will continue to go on, and people is still going to do the same old bullshit. You getting rid of yourself is not going to stop them from being an asshole, a jackass, or mistreating you or mishandling people. It's going to be the same thing. People treating you has nothing to do with you. When people treat you bad, or when people treat you any kind of way, has nothing to do with you. You have to take responsibility and say, no, not over here. I'm not having it. I'm worth more than this. I'm not going to take it. You know what I'm saying? Baby, fight for yourself. Fight for your right to party. You got.
I want to go back to Miss Dana, because she said that she just was wanting to get. She said that she works with, I think, some in research. Did she say HIV? She said some type of research that she works in, and she was wanting to know how to outreach and how to be supportive or whatnot. I think what I would say, once again, most importantly, is she says that they have trainings. Miss Dana Brown. I work at HIV/AIDS prevention research. I really believe is employment, training, employment for those that seek it. There are some that may not be willing, so you have to use willing participants. But being able to provide that, if you have a group of 10 and you're only able to get 2, at least those 2 have made it through. So being able to provide that training and help them to elevate to that place of employment so that they can begin to have a norm, some stability, that is awesome, because you have a lot of girls on the lower income side that just have been left with sex work, and that's their only option. Or they may, there's so many different variables. We all know people, but some people don't want to put forth the effort. So don't waste your time on those that can't make the commitment.
She's wanting to know how she can get more people into her outreach.
And where are you? It would depend on what city and state you're in. I remember your name, and I'll ask the producer to, if you can tell me where you are, I can see if I know someone where you are that can help provide that and help you link up with certain individuals. I would love to be able to do that.
And for those men who are out here fetishizing, I heard you earlier, Kai Chanel, saying that men are fetishizing transgendered women and things of that nature, meaning they're sleeping with girls and don't mean no good, have good intent for us. It's up to that girl to make up in her mind where she feels, I'm no longer going to be a fetish. I deserve more. You cannot come over here and see me and use me up just because you want to be pleasured or you just want to have this fantasy. Now, each girl handles those men accordingly. The mother has always knew what it was before it was what it was. I knew that I was going to be looked at as a fetish. I knew I was going to be looked upon to get somebody else's rocks off. That's when mother said, I need you to sign a lease to this apartment. I need you to go and co-sign for this car. I need you to help me fix my credit. See, you got to be a girl like that. If you think that
what you talk
about. It's more if you don't want to get, go ahead. If you don't want to get the cash right off the front end, you can get it off the back end. See, sign this lease for this apartment. Okay, baby, I don't have this. Okay, can you furnish my apartment? I ain't got no furniture. If you're gonna be, if you know when you're fetish, you know when you're being used, you know when you're being mishandled, especially when your body is used. Your body will tell you. You can feel it. You can feel it when his actions don't match up to what's in it. When it's after the bedroom, his actions don't align with what happened in that bedroom. Oh, I love you. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you taste so good. Oh, you smell. Oh, I love. And then once the thrill is over and all the pomp and circumstances and the explosion is over, he puts the pants on and he acts leery. He acts like he don't know you. Acts like he ain't never seen you. Act like he disgusted. Act like you know when you're being a fetish. Your body will tell you. So that's when you just say, look, fair exchange ain't never been a robbery. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hot commodity out here in these motherfucking streets. I got to capitalize in some sort of way. And it's, you know, it could be monetary. It could be you spiritually feeling good, or you could be, you know, you physically feeling good. You know, the first implants that I had was from a man bought them. I was a fetish and he bought my implants. I knew what it was and I knew what it was. I said, look, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I mean, I can't make like the young lady said, Bunny Raitt. I can't make you love me if you don't. I think that's her. You can't make your heart feel something it won't, something like that. She said that. You can't make them love you. It's just don't. And some girls are okay with being fetishized because they some girls is okay with that because they feel like I'd rather just do this and just get paid instead of deal with the bullshit after the bullshit after the bullshit. You know, I don't care about being the fetish. I know what I am. I know it's the fetish, but just fetishize me. Let me get what I want because I know you ain't no good. I know you're not. It don't mean me no good. Just to get your fetish on and we get our fetish on and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? They say Cherry Lagoon would be great for the show as well.
Oh, I know who Cherry is. I know Cherry.
Mm-hmm.
I know who Cherry is.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of those girls. I've been fortunate to have a lot of respect for most of the girls, and be able to just, you know, I guess, you know, I'm not gonna say age or anything, but I've been able to accomplish that. She said we have outreach, but me myself, I know there's more, but I feel like I'm missing something. I don't want to see another life loss. You know.
Do you know a lot of? Are you well?
She said she's in Philly. That's the crazy part.
What happened?
She said she's in Philly.
Yeah, you're in Philly. So I know you're in Philly. Do you have any other agencies that you advocate with? Any other agencies out there that can, you know, kind of bridge a gap? You know what I'm saying? Put everything and anything that has anything to do with what you're passionate about on your social media accounts. Go out and do, you know, go out to some of the marches and, you know, have flyers, you know, with your plight, whatever your plight is of helping, you know, the community in any sort of way. You have to. What happened?
If you really want if you really want outreach, you have to go to where the people are. There are people in your city. Now that I know what city you're in,
You said Philly.
Yes, Philly. So I will send some information from people that I know there. I don't know a whole lot of people in Philly, but so you can find the population in certain places. You know, sometimes whether it's a nightclub or whole show, whatever, that's where you have to go to find shows that are in that type of show.
Everywhere. You said whether it's a nightclub, the whole stroll, the strip club, you got to go anywhere, any kind of carnival, any type of festival, anything that you see at the pride events, anything at the anywhere that you can, at a grocery store, you know, get them interested in what you have to say and have your flyers made and things of that nature. Because I don't want to see another life lost at this point. We're sick and tired of it. And that's why I use my social media, because I don't work for an agency. I try to get my voice and let my voice be heard through social media. A lot of times people have their phones in their hands. They can see the advertisements or the flyers, or they can see, you know, what's going on. A lot of times you know, the brutality against trans women of color and trans women in a whole, it does not make national or worldwide news. So the best thing for us to do is, if you are an ally, be it straight, black, gay, woman, or man, be an ally. Don't be afraid of what somebody else is going to say. Post the information, get the word out there. You know what I'm saying? Show up at some of these rallies, these city hall meetings, you know, talk to some of your local leaders. See, can you all get something going, you know, in that regard? You know, it's many different ways to skin a cat, you know.
Absolutely. And one person that we have that is an ally of the show, and she works in research as well. She's currently in med school, but she's working. But if you go to Instagram and go to It's Chloe Jordan, I will. If you can DM us on either Juicy Shade on Instagram or however you send a message on YouTube. But if you go to It's Chloe Jordan on Instagram, she's connected in that source because she works in that department and she is trans herself. She is the leader of her own department and she goes to the different conventions in like Texas and DC and different things like that. So she has a lot of information in reference to that. But if you send me your information, I'll send that over to you.
Absolutely. And out here we have a young lady by the name of Ashley Preston. She does a lot of advocacy work, out here. If you could get to, some of the more public trans advocates out here, or, the Laverne Cox and, maybe the Janet Mox, maybe some of those people, even not even trans allies, get hold to maybe one of these, the Ryan Murphys of the industry to see what can they do, They can be only that, or get someone who's of lesbian. It's just get the whole LGBTQIA, get everybody and anybody involved that's under the umbrella to prevent, somebody from being lost, a life being lost. Not only, gay men, they're getting murdered as well. So they should they could be able to understand what's going on. The more we talk about it, and let's not let these things die. Let this be a normal way of life or a normal conversation. I'm not going to ever stop talking about, trans women and trans lives matter and Black lives matter and we need to get together and love and unity and positivity. And I'm not never going to stop talking about that because the world, each one teach one.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, in closing tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you. We want to ask that you send in the super chats. We want to be able to do a lot of fun things, a lot of things for you guys. So, the show is free. We appreciate it. We're going to keep the show going. So send your super chats, send your cash apps to myself, Mother Jaguar. I think it's listed there. I'll let Jaguar speak on give you that information of hers as well. We appreciate you guys. This was a show that we really wanted to just kind of get back and get into the conversation because we're not going to let this go. We're here for a reason and we're going to be supportive of each other across our platforms. There's, I know you all have seen some negativity even here. We've apologized for that. We've moved on from that. We've grown from that. And we're not going to allow that to stop us. We're going to work together. We ask that our sisters, our women out there, begin to use knowledge. We ask that everyone that has viewed this show tonight, take the little bit of knowledge that you were able to attain in this 2 hours and spread it out so that it can be used when you're with your groups of girlfriends, so that intimidation and especially the word fish, honey, because you have it all twisted and misconstrued. Okay, I'm gonna let Jaguar close it out. Once again, like, subscribe, share, send in your super chats. We appreciate you all. We love you all. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna let Jaguar close it out.
Oh, no, you didn't. Well, I want to thank everybody, all the moderators. You did a lovely job in, thank you guys so much, tremendously. And I want to thank everybody who had an opinion, anybody who wanted to help, get a better understanding in their local community or around where they live. To get that understanding out there about what's going on in the community. I hope that it was informative. That's what we aim to do, inform people, educate people. And I hope that you understood that we are all one race, that is the human race. Nobody is better than you. I hope I talked somebody down from a cliff tonight because we got those messages where people don't feel like they can make it. They don't feel like they love themselves. And ultimately, I hope that the platform grows so we can do things on, like Liz was saying, on a much larger scale, so we can get involved, so our process of thinking could be out there more and more and more. And I want you all to just, like she said, walk with your head up, have some decorum, have some dignity, have some class, lead with love. And just know, you guys, y'all the best. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the best of the best, the creme de la creme. And I see you looking.
Arch your back to them straight, honey, and look them dead in the eye.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful, wonderful evening. We appreciate you. We love you. Like, share, subscribe. And, you have our cash apps there. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and we love you. Good night.
Good night.
Welcome to the Juicy Shade Late Night Show. Be sure subscribe, like, comment, and share. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell to stay updated. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. Take off your shoes and relax your feet. And let's have a conversation with your hostess QB Liz and Mother Jaguar. Welcome to the Juicy Shade Late Night Show.